Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. I should have recorded this as it happened, but 2 minutes ago, I texted Britzy of PT Dom, and I said that I'm done working for PT Dom after this month is over. So September 30th will be my last day working and earning. And yeah, I didn't even think twice about it. I just got clarification or clarity that my last negative month of 500 is this month. Like I fucking said, it's all good, but I guess they triple checked, and it is this month. My first day of the CLA program was October 10th of last year. And wow, how crazy things change. You know, I started a podcast almost 2 years ago. A year later, joined the mastermind. And then a year later, I'm about to leave working for them to pursue my own shit. Now, obviously, I'm, not going to be making the extra money. And that sucks for sure. I mean, I could definitely use the extra money right now for, I'm about to move in with Lexi. We have to buy a washer and dryer. That's a bummer. We have we moved in early just so we could secure this spot because we really liked it. And not bitching or complaining, but it does cost money, obviously. So a lot of these things came out of nowhere. We also are going to have an electrician install a cable or a port or whatever, a plug in our garage so we can charge our cars, because I drive a Tesla and she drives a hybrid Jeep. It's a very nice one. And we definitely would like that. So kind of sucks, all this stuff all at once. So yeah, I could absolutely use the extra for sure. I could definitely benefit from the extra. But I think I just value the time that I have to build on the big picture more. Almost kind of gives me chills to say that out loud, because it's like I finally got to that point where I value time. At least I say I do. Value time more than money. Does that mean I'm old as shit? I don't know. Back in my day, So I just sent the text, and let's see if it'll stop recording if I swipe out of it. See, it didn't this time. Why does it? The fuck? Okay, so I said, by the way, I'm in my car right now. I just got done at the gym, and I wanted to send this text. So how it worked, so how it started was I said, it was an hour and a half ago, I got to the gym. I said, I was going to ask you if you could help clarify the dues of my CLA timeline since coming on to PT Dom and working in exchange for the zero CLA payment. You mentioned my last month being negative 500 would be October. I started CLA in October though, so wouldn't my last month being negative 500 be this month, or am I still missing something? She says, you're right. I don't understand what she said here, but she says, you're right. I just triple checked and had you stayed as a client, your program access ends October 10th. So for this month of September, we will still deduct a negative 500, which is paid out the first week of October. Then starting October, no more deduction will be made. I said, does this make sense? Or she says, does this make sense? I said, I believe so. So this is my last month starting at negative 500. She says, correct. I said, okay. And this is what I just barely sent 3 minutes ago, or however long, I don't know. I said, okay, thanks for clarifying. I know this is a bombshell, but I'd like to put in an official 3-week notice. So my last day working and earning a check would be September 30th, 2025. No hard feelings whatsoever. I just have to get myself out of hourly work. I'm working 12 to 14-hour days, 7 days a week. I'm not complaining. I love this stuff, but I do need more time, and I have to dig myself out of this somehow. Everything has been great here, and I'm very appreciative that you guys brought me in and allowed me to work for PT Dom to pay off CLA tuition. I was highly considering continuing on after CLA was up. That's why I said I'd be interested in continuing on last week. But I had to talk myself out of it because I truly just need more time in my week to focus on the big picture. So no ill will or bad intentions at all. Thank you for everything. I'll continue on until the end of this month and do what I can with the 2 hands up emoji like the imagination SpongeBob meme. If you don't know what that is, I don't know what to tell you. That's what I sent, and I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like, oh shit, because when I first made that post in the MDM group chat where I said, hey guys, if you need help with operations, let me know, blah, blah, blah. That's when I had Riley, Dawson, Trey reach out, and it was received well. Brian didn't say anything, whatever. When I sent that message, I was like, oh shit. Oh fuck, what's the worst they could do? Kick me out and I pay? That is the worst thing that could happen. It sucked. But I just was fine with it because it's just like I'm taking a shot. So when I sent that text, and that's the reason why I'm sharing this, is because I was like, oh shit. But now me saying that, like, hey, I'm done working, I didn't even, there was nothing in my, like, there's no anxiety or butterflies or, I was just like, hey, I'm done. So I got you till the end of this month, and after that I'm gone, But like 3 weeks is fine. I just want to end on, I don't want to burn this bridge at all because they've been great and there's a lot of value in the connections for sure. I definitely do value those. Brian, Cole, both millionaires, they're helping other millionaires make more millions. It's just a good circle to be in for sure, So I don't want to do anything dumb. They've been great, really finicky with the fucking shit that I make. But, it's taught me a lot. It's taught me to make things even simpler than I thought was simple. Instead of a fucking line graph, that's too complex. We got to make a list with names and make it a certain color. That's as simple as it gets. And so definitely learned a lot there. Kind of am complaining there because it's like, bro, just take 30 minutes to learn what the fuck you're looking at before you just jump to the conclusion of, I don't know what it is, make it simpler, Whatever, it's all good. So yeah, it's official. I don't know when she'll respond. Her responses have been really hit and miss lately. I also did get paid from them today, which is cool. So again, that's just extra. So an extra $476.69 was deposited into my account. I don't know what this says about me, but I've never seen a pending deposit ever. It's always been pending withdrawal. Never seen a deposit pending. It's always just like, I get the money. I've never seen it pending before. It's new for me. But anyway, along with all the PT Dom stuff, Cole made a request that he wants the trackers and shit like that to be a certain way and present the info in a certain manner. And I was like, I have to rework everything to make that happen. Here's why. And it is what it is. So we were just going back and forth with me and Marco and Britzy, and I guess her name is Michi. We're in a group chat now, just going back and forth on what changes we want made. And yeah, so the things that they want, sorry, I'm just a little distracted right now. The things that they want they're fine, but it's like, it just doesn't work that way. For one, Notion has limitations, and, two, I guess it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I get what they're asking. So all they want is the live call percentage for people who attend a call to also be integrated into the color scheme of if a client is green, yellow, orange, red, whatever. And that's fine. I would want the same thing, but I already built it out. So it's two different systems. So the live calls are completely independent of the compliance tracking of the Facebook portal and the Facebook group and the PT Dom portal. So if they want them together, that just creates a shit ton more lists for me to make. Not to mention the live calls are not once a week. They are sometimes multiple times a day. So that's a heavy ask because, for example, right now we track once a week if, for example, they were in the Facebook group. So they were or they weren't. Those are the only two options that there are for a week. It's consistent. It's what happens every day. That's what it is. With the live calls, sometimes there's one a week. Sometimes there's two a week. Sometimes there's 4 a week, and 2 of those are on the same day. If 2 of them are on the same day, with all this stuff, usually what happens is they're the same call. It's just they give it to 2 different time periods so people can make it. It just immediately gets so much more complex to then make a little tag or a filter that activates when another call is on the same day, and then not to count the second one if the person missed it against them. And if they missed both, only count for one. But if they went to both, they should only count for one. Like, what the fuck, bro? And so, again, certain weeks, like, it's not consistent at all. So the amount of formulation to account for in all of this is just asinine, dude. Is that the right word to use here? No. So I don't know what to tell them. I said I could put the percentage of the call next to their name, but the percentage could be 100% and their name could be red, because I can think of exactly how to do that in my head. Just use some roll-ups and shit. But yeah, I'm just not trying to. So the core reason why I decided to peace out is because I need more time, period. I have evaluated the fact that I don't factor in money that I get from them, but I do factor in time that I spend on them. Now that's on paper, and I get that. And the extra money does help, for sure. Because if we want to go and look at the amount that I've made, let's look. I'm going to pull up these sheets really quick. So in April, I worked 47 hours. It's always been 31.28. What the fuck? So weird. She said that I was never, it doesn't matter. So in April, I worked almost 48 hours, and the payout was $1,400, but because of the negative 500, it was $1,000. It was $983. In May, I worked 38.5 hours. Payout was $1,100, so minus the 500 was $694. In June, I worked 4 hours, so the payout was $131, so I'm negative $369. That carried over into July, but they helped me out, so I got some money. In July, I worked 28 hours. The payout was $897, so the payout was $397. And then, because they helped me out, I was still negative or whatever. Did I just say the same thing twice? I don't know. Wow, dude, I feel fucking like an idiot when I do that shit. And then August, I worked 45 hours. I almost just stopped myself, and I was like, oh, we're still in August. Nope! It's the 10th of September already. That's insane. Hey, tomorrow, don't forget. Is that disrespectful? I don't know. So August, I worked 45.5 hours for a payout of $1,400 minus $934 to get me completely out of debt. So I got a payout of $477. So it's kind of funny, and I get it. I get it. They let me work to pay off the CLA stuff. I get it. I save $500 a month doing this. I get it. But working 45 hours and then receiving 47, I'm getting $10 an hour. And I get it. I'm paying off debt. I get it. But goddamn, fuck that. So that's all the history of the income. So if you total them all up so I'm just going to round up, if it's more than it, whatever, 400, some 900, 500, 1,200. Okay, so if you just round up to everything, it'd be $1,200 or $2,200 profit. It's funny because I made half of that the first month, and it was the last 10 days of the month that I did that. April 20th through the 29th, I worked 47 hours. And that's why I was like, oh man, if I do that 3 times a month, because that's a total of 131 hours, then that's a nice check. You know, it's a $4,000 payout. Hell yeah. But I don't have time to do that. I don't want to dedicate the time to do that. I want to build my own stuff, because all of that, what I just said, all that time, I need to make one sale, and I make more than that. So that's the thought process there. I don't feel like I need to explain that. If I can make one sale for $5,000 and then a recurring $500 a month, I already talked about this a million times, that covers an entire, right now, 5 months worth of PT Dom working. One sale, okay? So anyway, if you say that I'm getting on at, so I'm just going to say that the average is the same. So April, May, June, July, August, September. So that's 6 months. That's 5 months. April, May, June, July. Oh, it's going to be 6 months if you include in September. So 6 months, and if you want to say that I'm going to get $3,000, it's an average of profiting $500 a month. That's just been bonus. So that's cool. You know, I've gotten an extra $3,000. If somebody took away $3,000 from me right now, that would suck. You know, that would hurt. Probably have to use a couple credit cards to support myself. But I never budgeted for it. So I've never been dependent on this income. But I have had it in my calendar that Sunday from 11 to 3 and Wednesday from 8 to 12 and 3 to 9 and Friday 3 to 9. That's all PT Dom stuff. So if I removed that, the schedule would change quite a bit, and I would free up on my calendar 20 hours, which might not sound like a lot, but that sounds like heaven, being able to have all of Wednesday to just work on my own stuff. You know, I could tell Trayman and Dawson, hey, Wednesdays I'm MIA. I will not respond to anything, blah, blah. I don't know. I could do that. And then just do my own shit on Wednesday. I could. And that would be great. Sundays I could technically do the same thing. But Lexi and I spend time together on Sunday mornings, and I very much value that. And I definitely want to keep that alive. So she has 2 days off a week. I'd like to spend time with her where I can, especially if we're going to be living together, you know, or maybe things will change in a positive way because we'll live together and it won't be so rare to see each other. So I won't feel the need to, it sounds so horrible, but let me explain. So like if we only see each other 2 days a week, I want to make both those days of the week just absolutely exclusive to her because I love her so much. And it's also a very nice break for me to just turn off from work and try not to think about it. But if that changes so that maybe on a weekday that becomes a replacement of dedicated time spent together from Sunday, then that means Sunday is kind of freed up as well. So either way, the time stays the same, spent with Lexi and working. But if I could have, you know, longer uninterrupted time blocks of what I'm trying to work on and build, then yeah, I think I'd rather do that, you know. We were actually talking about that, and we were thinking that maybe I think she said Thursdays and Friday, or Thursdays and Saturdays would be date nights, and then I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. But anyway, long story short, I budget hours for them, but I don't budget money from them. So I'm not dependent on the money that I get, but I definitely factor in time working for them. So I see this as, the way that I'm choosing to see this is that it's only a net positive because I never budgeted or I never planned or expected that money ever. I did for a minute and I was like, June happened. I worked 4 hours. I can't be dependent on this. So I guess ever since June, July, August, September now, I just removed the expectation of income from them. But the hours on the calendar remain the same. I've said that 100 times already. So I just don't think that I'm losing anything. Again, yes, I know I'm actually losing the extra income that I get. I get that. But I never planned for it. So as far as I'm concerned, I never had it to begin with. And as long as I just continue using what I have available to me, like that I get from me to Trey Dawson, we're good. You know, we're fine. So that is kind of the decision-making process that I just underwent. I don't think that they responded. Yeah, no response yet. I hope it's received well. The only reason why I give a fuck is because I just don't want I don't want to burn this bridge. They've been fine, and it's a great connection to have. I also have, maybe this is deceitful or what's the word, mischievous? I don't know. of me to use this against Brian? Where is it at? Where's his name in here? Where's his name in here? Okay, so we were going back and forth. Oh, why the fuck is it so high up there? Okay, he says, if I paid you to solve a problem for me for the MDM students, blah, blah, blah. I know I said that in a couple episodes ago. He says, can you help? I said, the only thing I could figure out if I messed around with Zapier and Calendly, my only dilemma is I just have such limited time at the moment, dude, struggling with that. Been working on a massive project, blah, 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 blah. And he says, you're the man. I'm just trying right now to send you exact instructions, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I got you. He sent me the instructions. And then I said, yeah, do make sense. Is a lot of this info retrieved from Calendly questions during the call booking process for leads? Okay, that's not important. Oh, and I says, so for example, do people, okay. And then he says, gotta create an offer and get yourself out of the day-to-day shit. Ha, 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 ha. Because I need a guy like you to be in here. And so knowing that he needs me in here, I feel almost like I have the leverage. Like I would definitely appreciate the network connection and everything. But as far as, not the big picture, the small picture, he needs me more than I need him in the small picture. The macro, like, I would absolutely love to have that connection. And guess I got his number, so, can't imagine someone of his caliber would just want to change his phone number and have to reconnect all the connections he's made over the year. I don't know. But, yeah, so he's in the contact list. Very cool. And he says, I feel like I'm 25 million years old when I say, I says. But I went back and I said, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. I just have to get my way out strategically. I'll be hourly shit. He says, haha, I get it. It was probably sexy at first, but time for money, but time for money always bottlenecks. And 100%, I am at that bottleneck. I cannot work more. I cannot work more than I already do and also have time for the thing that I'm trying to build. So it doesn't work. So, bummer. Also, the thing that I said I'd build for him, that was a gift from little B to big B, I haven't even touched it. Matter of fact, I went on, this is part of that shitty day that I was having 2 days ago, but I went on to Zapier and Calendly, and I wanted to make the tutorial very thorough. So I wanted to show how to link up the two, because my shit's already linked, so it's simple. I wanted to show how to go to Zapier, how to go to Calendly, how to link it up, how to set it up, and include that in the tutorial to make it very thorough so somebody couldn't screw it up. And there's no way that I saw in the 20 minutes that I spent looking to unlink something entirely. I can delete it and remove the connection, but I can't go back in. It doesn't make it so I have to reset everything up. And so because of that, I was like, oh, fuck this. And I clicked out of it, exited out of it. And then I think I stood up and just went and took a shower. So I don't know what I did. And lesson learned there, he said, will you do this for me? I said, I'll do it for free as a gift. So therefore, if I don't do it, it's not like I agreed upon, or like he's paying me to do something, or he's expecting X, Y, or Z. I said I would do it as a gift. And if I don't do it, that's still dick, because I said I would. And, I want to be a man of my word for sure. But also, it's like, if it came down to it, it's like, hey, dude, this is a thing that I'm doing because because I appreciate it, It's not, I'm doing this as a favor to you for free. The fuck? So, anyway, not using that against him necessarily, but he says that he needs a guy like me in there. And I think generally with the tech stuff and the automations, you could find anybody. But with Notion specific and the hefty shit that I've made there, I don't know. I would love to find somebody who also builds heavily in Notion to kind of just pick their mind, I guess, and see what they have built. But I'm sure that's few and far between. Matter of fact, I kind of hope I don't, because You know, if they can build what I've built, then it's almost like a threat. But anyway, so I'm going to go grab some food. I'm going to go home and work for Dawson, get some stuff set up for him, and just go from there tonight. So that's my evening. So I think that's it for today. That's the show. And yeah, so I appreciate you guys listening, and I will see you next time I see you when I see you next. Peace.